Lisa, the Scrappy Wife behind ScrappyWife.com, and today I have a memory planning process for you. I will be working in my memory planner for the first week of December, which means I'm gonna do a holiday theme spread because of course that's probably what I'm gonna do all month. I ordered some of the paper from the Bella kit from Felicity Jane when they had their big Black Friday sale, so I think I'd like to use some of that paper. I've also pulled out some tags from Kelly Perky. I have a ton of pictures this time around, and these tags come in really handy for adding journaling spots when a lot of your paper is filled up. So I will link things down below, otherwise I'm going to put you guys on fast forward. Let's go. All right, so I'm going to start off with this floral paper. I think it definitely has a Christmas feel, but not like right in your face Christmas. And what I'm going to do is actually just tear some corners of the paper and do some layering on the corners of this particular spread. Normally I bring the decor all the way out to the edge, but I think I will stay within the boxes for this paper. So one in the bottom corner and one in the top corner. And then the back side of this paper actually has some really pretty polka dots on it that I'm going to use as the layering element. So first I will just trim this corner down using my scissors, getting it as close as I can to the right distance right here. I'll end up deciding, you know what, I'm just going to pull out my big paper cutter because I want it to be straight. I want it to line up with the edge right there. So trimming that off, and then I will tear off some more edges of this to add the spotty dot kind of layering. And again, I like to tear it towards me because I like seeing that white edge on the tearing. So you just have to decide what you want showing and if you want that little kind of messy edge going on. So I have my adhesive tape glider. I will just adhere these two together like so, and then trim them down, and that will really set the tone for the whole layout. Once that is in place, same process for the piece that's down below, just layering on this black and white behind it so you see both peeking out. I will still be layering photos on top of it, so it's not going to be there will still be some layering over those corners. I just can't give up that much real estate on my memory planning pages. But I do think you get the nice hint of those colors. And again, setting the scheme for the whole page. And that's why the labels are going to come in really handy, because I am taking up so much room with these large pieces of paper. These are going to come in handy because I'll be able to write on them as well and kind of get some of the stories down, some words down, some decor, all in those particular labels. So once those are in place, I will go ahead and pull out the photos. I have a pretty good amount of photos from the week, so I want to see how they'll all kind of disperse. I always end up printing out extra photos just because I print a lot that I have, and then they don't all fit nicely on my page. So I'm just kind of layering some pieces here and there, figuring out where they should all be. It was, I mean, kind of, it's after vacation, so it feels like you hit the ground running. So this was after Thanksgiving week. There was just a lot going on, including just ending the week celebrating our 13-year anniversary. So our anniversary is actually on December the 6th, but because we have kids who have all the activities, we definitely had to celebrate on the 5th. All right, this little tree stamp is actually from Felicity Jane. I think it's from Noel. I'm not totally sure. But I thought it would be fun to just add these trees kind of all the way across where the boxes are. I am using a piece of paper to mark off the edge here so that the tree stops exactly where the line is. But some of these will get covered up, but I thought I liked bringing in that black and white element again with the trees. And I just thought it was an extra little decor piece because I don't plan on using a lot of die cuts or paper pieces like I normally would, so this adds a little extra interest without being another paper piece on the page. That is it for the background. So now I'm just adhering all of the photos down, layering them in some different ways. Again, keeping in mind where I'm going to have my journaling spots, how everything is going to work on the page. I'm using my adhesive tape glider to get all these down. I really like the strong adhesive that this one has, so it's always my preference to use it on pieces like this that don't go into the page protectors. All right, now, once those are all done, now I'm going to pull out these labels. These are from Kelly Perky, so these are some old labels. So Kelly Perky now designs with the Paper Person shop, or I think she actually runs the Paper Person shop. So I will link that. You can't find these particular labels anymore. I have a mix of different shapes and sizes, so I'm trying to make sure that I can label a lot of these different pictures, but also that I'm moving the sizes around the page. So for instance, I want some circles in some different spots instead of all clustered together, and just moving the different pieces around so there's not too much repetition in one area. Originally, I wasn't going to use any paper pieces. I was just planning on just using the labels, but I did decide after I get the last couple of labels down. I don't think I can find a great spot for this one. Oh, maybe right there in the corner. Once I get the labels down, I do end up deciding that I want to pull out some paper pieces, and I will pull out the new Felicity Jane ones that I just picked up from their Black Friday sale and just add a few. And I thought mostly I would put them over in this corner, the left-hand side, just to bring a little interest. So I love this girl decorating her Christmas tree, and then a little garland over here. So it's kind of the beginning of the Christmas season, so I thought a few more Christmas elements would be nice. Jolly works right there. And I also want a place for these to kind of land. Whenever I have a person, I always like to have some washi tape underneath them. I don't know what the deal is, but I like them to feel a little bit more grounded. So I have this black grid washi that I'll add on both sides for balance, and then I will add, start putting down all of these paper pieces. Once those get put down, everything else starts going really quickly. So I adhere all my paper pieces down, and then I'm going to add some lines for journaling with my ruler, and then a few more stamps. So I have that same set from Felicity Jane where I can add some different words and things, and I'll fill some of the labels with stamps, but first let me add the different lines. Again, I like to do this just because I don't trust myself to write very straight, so I always have lines, and I can use this T-square ruler to make sure the lines are straight, and I can kind of judge the spacing for myself. I just eyeball it, so I just see what looks good to my eye around what is already on the page. Okay, now I'm considering what stamps I want to use. We'll start with this Joy one that will go over in the left-hand corner to kind of set the stage right there. These always make me nervous because it's like a very solid stamp, and the only missing part is right underneath where it says Joy, like those little thin letters, but it came out really nicely. If ever you miss stamp, it's not a big deal. I do like to stamp on white paper and then just simply cover up the stamp that didn't go the way I wanted. I thought the fa la la was very cute, so I'll do a little grouping of those over here on the left hand side, and then filling in a couple labels. Now these labels were shiny, and so I did have to wait and make sure the ink dried before I moved on to the next part. So I'll finish that stamping, I'll dry the ink, and then I will do my journaling off camera. And that is going to be it for this memory planning spread. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider hitting that subscribe button as well as the bell notification button. I will link all of the supplies that I can down below. This is an older stamp set, so I'm not sure that it is still available. And like I said, I don't think these Kelly Perky stamps are available, or Kelly Perky labels are available either. I do want to give a shout out to my Scrappy YouTube members. Thank you so much for your continued support. It really means a lot. Other than that, I hope that all of you have an absolutely fabulous week, and as always, keep it creative.